Hello everyone at Ties. I'm here finally sitting down to film this second semester video. Thank you for your patience if you still watch this. I got hit with a horrible cold this last month and I'm finally able to talk, I think, for 10 minutes without coughing, so I'm really thankful for that. I'm also just wanting to start by saying that I'm super grateful for this experience and for being embraced by this Ties community and the mindset that it's given me for the last year as I've navigated all the busy areas of my life. I'm sure all of you are also feeling like the Ties mindset or the value system is seeping into all the other areas of your lives as well. And I think for me, this change in the way that I've been thinking and the way that I've been embracing more systems thinking and more just looking at human societal systems as natural and organic systems that are functioning independently and looking at all the different ways that they're also intertwined. I'm a little bit mind blown still, and it's the end of the second semester, beginning of the third, so maybe the point of this is to encourage us to stay in this state of wonder and mind blownness, if you will. But I've really found a lot of peace in thinking about the ways that this community is affecting their own individual communities all over the country and all over the world, and how much influence that has over the lives of so many kids and so many families, and the ripple effect of that has to have a large impact on the overall system. And one thing that's also come with this more systems thinking mindset has been a little bit more fear, especially when it comes to the climate and the health of our planet. I think, we can probably all agree that, well, I don't know that for sure, but I think it might be really influencing the amount of understanding I have as far as how strong the impact is of industrialization and the way that we function as a species on this planet and the way that we use things. And I definitely have been delving more deeply into that over the last year, which has been interesting in my own thought process and how I live and function as a human and in my community. But anyway, some highlights that I've really taken away from semester 2 have really focused around this central idea of a value system. And I think, one thing that's a common thread through a lot of the reading from this past semester, including Maria Montessori and the formation of man and in the significance of life, and in Wheatley's book about leadership, I think I really pulled out a lot of overarching themes about the importance of shared values and how much those values drive what happens in a system, especially a system of living beings like our society. I think, it's really been brought into my attention in a more visual way how the value system that we embrace as a society or as a community or as a small organization or as a family or as an individual human, the value system that we embrace really creates an energy field that drives so much of what we do. And Krishnamurti really spoke on the importance of the environment and how the environment can do one of two things. It can help or it can hinder the development of a child, and I think that also goes for development of a society or a community or an organization. And he really discussed the havoc that's been wreaked on our society. He called it a senseless environment of separation and false values. And while that felt harsh to read, it's interesting to see how different it feels in this TIES experience to embrace values of dialogue and values of even the exploratory and tentative writing style creates a value system that's so much more open and thought-provoking. And I think, this week in looking at mind mapping and radiant thinking, I'm delving even deeper into how that value on the expansive nature of our thinking really opens up possibilities, and that's a different way to function than the linear thinking that has really driven our society for a long time. And I think we can narrow this idea down of values into really how we see our value system or our mission or shared goals influencing the way that we act moment to moment, and especially in our work as educators. I really have been thinking about how a school's culture or value system can influence the way we each act when moments are challenging, when somebody has their third potty accident of the day in the classroom, or when rough play is happening and it's hard to figure out what's going on, or why people are choosing to be too rough with each other, and it can be frustrating for us as the adults trying to keep children safe, or as a leader of the adults in a learning community. There are moments when it can be frustrating when adults are not seeing eye to eye, or are maybe doing things in a way that don't feel aligned with your vision as a leader. And I think if we can really look at how our value system influences the way we act or the way we react in each of those little moments, we might have a better chance of learning how to create this sphere of influence over our entire school community that is really based on our shared goals and mission. And so I'm really looking forward to delving further into my CP, because I would really like to look at this concept of school culture and values, and how we use these concepts to train each other and to train ourselves to act and react and model and create an environment that, as Maria Montessori pointed out, that mirrors the open-ended creativity of the natural world. And I think as education systems, we can really have a lot of influence over many people's lives, and that does have a large impact on the community, which has a large impact on each community that it touches in some way. And we all know there are millions of ways that information spreads and influences. So I'd really like to use these concepts of systems thinking and values-based education or values-based community building to explore school culture and explore the ideas of how the adults in a learning community can continue to grow and continue to learn and continue to work collectively toward a shared mission, and how we can do this in a way that feels enriching and that brings joy to our lives and depth to our relationships with one another and throughout our communities. So I'm looking forward to doing some research and delving further into that, and here we go for the final semester. We're already here. Thank you. I'll see you soon.